What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to Finance with Parks. Today we are going to talk about what's becoming one of my favorite shows on television. It's been around for forever, but it's The Profit, a show with Marcus Lemonis where he goes behind the scenes to help out businesses that are struggling after making an investment in the company. And today we're going to talk about how it works, how it functions, and a full breakdown. Let's get into it. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new here, please consider subscribing. We try to post 2 to 3 videos a week, mostly focusing on personal finance, but also about, shows, business breakdowns, and items like this. So I'm going to go ahead and share my screen here. And you can see this is Marcus Lemonis, a screenshot for The Profit. The show has been around for forever, but, lately it's really intriguing to see how he helps out struggling businesses. So what is the basis of the show? Like I said, he gives his own money to help struggling businesses in exchange for a percent ownership in the company. So this works very similar to the process in Shark Tank, where you see the show start off, I'm asking for $100,000 cash in exchange for 10% of my company. Well, this works exactly the same way in The Profit, but the cool part is that's only 15 minutes of the show. The remaining 45 minutes is after the fact, after they've reached a deal. It shows the breakdown of Marcus, helping out the business, improving sales, trying to help grow profit. So you get a better sense of the actual execution side beyond Shark Tank. So skipping down to the next slide here, Marcus utilizes his business skill set and the money he injects into the business to help growth. So a lot of the times, right, this cash is used for whether they need new equipment. A lot of the times these companies don't have enough money to buy the latest and greatest technology. Marcus can use his substantial bankroll, which we'll talk about in a second, to help inject that into the business, whether they need new buildings, etc. And one thing that's cool is the show focuses a lot on the people. Drama is one thing that just television is known for, right? And so the business execution side is cool, but a lot of it is family businesses. And Marcus trying to figure out, what are your strong suits? Why is there tension in the business? The owner may be a mother and works with her kids, and that relationship adds a lot of difficulty and a lot of stress. So the show also does like to play on, the personal drama, so to speak. So switching back here, let's talk about Marcus's background. How did he become the prophet, the chosen one? Well, first off, his net worth is $500 million, which, to put into perspective, don't quote me on this, I have a video back in the day about how valuable each of the sharks were worth, but I think this puts him second or third. It's definitely behind Mark Cuban, but it's pretty close to Kevin O'Leary, who was the second richest shark. 500 million is a lot of money. That puts him way up there in net worth. He's also the CEO of Camping World. So at the same time he's making this show, this is pretty incredible. To be CEO of a major company at the same time, that's extremely difficult to balance that. So that's impressive. And like I said, 8 seasons and 72 episodes. It's been around for forever. I think Shark Tank's on its 11th season for comparison. But so he's been a staple on CNBC for a while. All right, so the types of businesses, we called them small businesses in the beginning. But one thing I like about the show is you get a variety of business execution. And one thing I think I'd highlight, I think you would like this show if you want to be an entrepreneur yourself. Because one, it gives you a lot of good ideas about, kind of these niche businesses. But also two, a lot of the business acumen ends up being the same. Right? So regardless of what business you're going into, I think the show could help you because the financials are very similar. That's always a focus. The people aspect, how to manage and lead people, how to create a vision for a business, they talk about a lot. And so you can see some of the examples. You've got a pizza restaurant, furniture business, dog leashes, vodka and alcohol. He covers it all. So if you're interested in how business works and how it functions, it's cool to see how a lot of the similar principles can apply to these different areas. And so like I just mentioned, financials are always a big focus. The show starts off with talking about getting a valuation, how much they think the business is worth. So that has a huge focus on the financials, whether it be sales, profit margins, the growth the business has seen, items like that. Okay. All right, so that's the last slide I had here. So to summarize, the profit, I like the portion that it expands on Shark Tank for me. Shark Tank I love because it's cool to give them the quick pitch. The valuation back and forth I think is interesting. I learn a lot there, but you don't get to see what actually happens after the deal, right? What does he do with the $100,000 they get? Is the business successful? And so the profit expands on that. And I've learned a lot personally. I just got a YouTube business, so to speak, if you count that. But I love learning new things about how to execute in certain niches, like a pizza business. I'd probably never open one myself, but I thought it was fascinating the way he came up with how much does a pizza cost, the breakdowns. A lot of those, business fundamentals are all the same. So hopefully you enjoyed the video. If you did, if you could like it down below and subscribe to the channel, that would greatly be appreciated. Helps out the channel a ton. Thanks again for watching, and remember, finance is fun. See ya.